Tamar's way of vindication. In the genealogy of Jesus, there is a woman named Tamar. She lived during the time of Jacob and was the first daughter-in-law of Judah, Jacob's fourth son. Tamar's husband, died because of God's judgment. According to the custom of that time, known as levirate marriage, she then married his brother Onan, so that the family line would continue. However, Onan also died under God's judgment. She was supposed to marry Judah's third son, Shelah. But Judah feared that Shelah might also die, and delayed the marriage, even after Shelah became an adult. In response, Tamar disguised herself as a prostitute to secure her right to bear a child in Judah's family line. She arranged a union with Judah himself, taking his seal, cord, and staff as a pledge for payment. Later, when Judah sent a friend to deliver the promised payment and retrieve his items, Tamar was nowhere to be found, and the people in the area said there was no prostitute there. To avoid public shame, Judah decided not to pursue the matter further. Sometime later, Judah was shocked to hear that Tamar was pregnant. Enraged, he ordered that she be brought out to face judgment and be executed. During that time, women were often treated unfairly, considered as possessions or bearers of family honor. In many cultures, women accused of adultery faced severe punishment, including stoning or burning, practices that sadly still exist in parts of the world today. Tamar, as a daughter-in-law, was in an even more vulnerable position. Judah, too, intended to burn her for what he thought was infidelity. At that crucial moment, Tamar revealed the seal, cord, and staff as proof that Judah himself was the father of her unborn child. Confronted with these items, Judah admitted his wrongdoing and declared Tamar innocent, acknowledging, "She is more righteous than I am." To some, this story might seem unsettling because it involves an inappropriate relationship between a father-in-law and his daughter-in-law. It may seem strange that someone with such a background could become an ancestor of Jesus. However, this story carries deep spiritual meaning. First, Tamar was not a Hebrew woman. She was a Canaanite, a foreigner often despised by the Jews. Her conception was not through a normal marriage, but through a complicated and morally questionable situation. Yet, despite these circumstances, she became part of Christ's lineage. This shows that God's plan of salvation is not limited by human standards of worthiness. Tamar's inclusion in the genealogy of Jesus reminds us that God's grace can reach anyone. Even those who seem unworthy or broken can become part of His plan. This symbolizes that we, who are also undeserving because of our sins, can become spiritual descendants of Christ and part of His family through God's grace. The seal, cord, and staff that Tamar presented saved her from judgment. In the same way, there must be clear evidence of salvation for each of us when we stand before God. Our only evidence is Jesus Christ, His sacrifice, His righteousness, and His merit. We cannot present our own good works or efforts. Only the cross of Christ can serve as proof that we belong to Him and are saved from God's judgment. The story of Tamar is recorded to teach us this powerful truth. When the time comes to stand before God, may we hold on to the sacrifice and the merit of Jesus Christ as our testimony, just as Tamar held up the items that saved her life.
구독, 좋아요, 알림 설정 해주세요. Subscribe, like, set notifications.